Good morning, all. This is Cynthia coming to you from Casadega. And as you can see, look at these gorgeous tomatoes that started growing out of my compost pile. So how fun is this? Back in October, we were talking about the Hanged Man and the Death card. And if you remember back in that video how I was talking about, the wonderful things that can come from releasing the old and making a conscious effort to step into the new. And when I found these tomato plants kind of growing out of my compost pile, and now here we are in January. They've survived some hard freezes and actually started putting some fruit. We actually had a nice ripe one that I was able to pick and put into a salad. The pepper plants are kind of growing. Got some flowers going. So with a little extra TLC. And now it looks here too that I might have a squash or a pumpkin coming up. We shall see. So now in January, we're at the Star card in the Major Arcana of the Tarot. And we've got fruit. And that's wonderful. I wanted to share that with you. So the Star card is number 17. And that one is about choosing direction. It's about following the light of hope on our outward path from the Tower of Destruction. And it's not just hope. It's the North Star was used in ancient times for navigation. So it's about navigating your path. It's about making choices, some hard choices, some easy choices. And it's about taking care. In one sense, it can be talked about as being, well, it brings to mind that old adage, it's written in the stars. So with the Star card in the Major Arcana, it's a little bit of that combination between free will and determinism. What's written in the stars? What do you feel like you can't change or that you have to navigate yourself through? And on the other hand, what is free will? Where do you choose to go, given, previous decisions you've made and circumstances that have come up? And how are you going to work with that? And they're all pretty important, no matter which way you look at it. So, here we find ourselves sort of gardening our decisions and navigating our path and making choices and recognizing how previous choices have influenced where we're currently at and how our current choices will help us to get through to where we're going. So there's the Star card, the light of hope, and a guiding light in our path, in the darkness, through the darkness. Oops. Oh, you see? Bad choice right there. I just snapped a branch. But the tomato's still there. So that's good, right? These guys didn't quite fare so well as the others. Fried green tomatoes. We could always go with that. Oh, and that one kind of got trampled. That would have been a nice ripe beauty. But maybe that one will grow again. We shall see. We shall see. The next card after the star card, number 18, is the moon card. And the moon card is the full moon illuminating the darkness. And it's about acknowledging all of those things that can come up in the darkness and the truths that can be illuminated by accepting the fact that they are there, even though they might be frightening or it might seem counterproductive. It's also, the moon card also talks about cycles in the dream time, how when we pay attention to our sleep cycles, we can open up our creativity through the dream time. And when we pay attention to some of the not so pleasant side of things, you know, we realize that there's really nothing to be afraid of. We just have to take that information and make some good decisions. So the moon card talks about cycles, like the cycles of the moon. It also talks about the dream time, and it talks about illuminating the darkness, bringing what we fear is unknown out into the open, making it known. And when we do that, we have the opportunity to challenge ourselves to creative new situations. We have the opportunity to take our inner wisdom, recognizing that if all things are connected, then we actually know what we think is unknown. Ain't that a trip? So we could think that we not know something, or that that we're missing information, or that, you know, opportunities are lost to us, or we don't know what to do. There's always the creative inspiration to move forward. There's always an opportunity to illuminate that darkness in one fashion or another and bring out, like a seed that sprouts. It just sprouts. It doesn't know, but it sprouts, and then it becomes itself, much like we do. So the moon card, talking about cycles, talking about the dream time, talking about, you know, facing our challenges, our fears, what we think is unknown. The unknown is always scary. And that's the only reason that we're afraid, is because we think it's unknown. But if we look to our inspiring inner world, creative solutions, our hope, our choices, our decisions, our opportunities, then we can find what we think we don't know. We can find out more about it, including ourselves, and we can actually make that a source of knowledge for ourselves. So the moon card also brings to mind the inner life, the spiritual, the intuitive, the emotional, and brings that out as being an important source of knowledge, which is often neglected. Even Albert Einstein said that we are in a society which looks to the logical mind and reason as having the only source of knowledge or understanding, and we consistently neglect the intuitive mind. And he spoke about how how that hinders creative inspiration by not acknowledging it. So with the Star card and the Moon card and the Major Arcana of the Tarot, let's look to navigating through our challenges, making choices, determining what direction we're going to go in based on what the universe has given us, and look to our inner life for the answers to certain unknowns so that we can find creative inspiration and intuitive inspiration and illuminate our pathway. Well, thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Remember, you can always find us videos here on YouTube, Bridget's Well channel, so subscribe. Or you can also go to our website, CasadegaBridgetsWell.org, and look for information, blogs, sign up for the newsletter, all kinds of things there. And I look forward to talking with you again.